Lovely people, a pleasant evening to everybody. Now, my beauties and wonderful people, I had to literally go and do a research on a phenomenon that seemed to have transcended my thoughts. I can't fathom it. It is a diabolical, malevolent, evil, sinister, wicked, my God, poisonous theorem that I've always, in my prayer to God from I was very young to know, I said, Lord, as imperfect as I am, I'm just asking you, let me not do certain things. And one of them is taking my family member or friends, whether best or just a friend or somebody that I know well. Man, let me never do that, please. Please. I detest it as how I detest witchcraft and occultism and satanism and obi and necromancy. I really do. They're evil and they have devastating effects on the victims. And it is really bad when you see the Bible say you do not take your, well, it was alluding to the man's wife. It said, don't touch a man's wife. Don't take another man's wife because nothing can cool him. You can't bribe him. You can't pay him off. No amount of money can cool that anger that rages within him. So it tells a story. And I had to look at the psychological and the mental reasons behind why a woman would think it is okay to plot and to plan. You may not necessarily plot and plan it directly, but subliminally, something would have started. It doesn't just happen. The thought is there. It comes to you. Even if it is instantaneous. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're thinking and a negative thought will come. You have to arrest that thought. You say, oh God, I rebuke that thought. Whatever the thought may be, an evil thought. Because of the frailty of us. The blemished nature of us. And it says when a best friend takes her friend's partner, it's a serious betrayal. And God, let me tell you something, God is going to hold you deeply accountable. And psychologically, it usually stems from deeper emotional and personality issues. You have to know your friend. You have to know your friend, people. You have to know the friend. You have to know their principles and their standards, and you have to watch what they say and do. Listen to the in-between talks. The off-moment talk, listen keenly. There isn't one universal explanation, which I figure, but here are several possible psychological and mental reasons why this may happen. One, unresolved jealousy and competition. Some people, when they see you happy with your spouse, it irritates their demons. So some people view relationships, even friendships, through a competitive lens. Yes. If the friend feels insecure or envious, she might unconsciously or consciously try to win by taking something her friend values, like her partner, even if she doesn't really want the partner. Underlying cause, low self-esteem, certainly. Comparison, sibling rivalry, dynamics carried out into adult relationships. So when they live terribly with their siblings and they're not really held accountable or answerable, let me tell you, it carries out. You know, when people see children doing certain things and they don't nip it in the bud and they feel it's going to blow off, it's not. It is not. That is why Jean Piaget and Vygotsky and these social development or cognitive development theorists tells you the important years. They say the first 12 years you have to watch, you pick them like hawk with the things that you expose them to and what you teach them. You have to teach them principles, because thereafter that age 12, it is very hard because the foundation and the cement set. Need for validation. Taking a friend's partner can be an ego boost. Like, really? Proof that she's desirable, worthy, or better. Mighty God. This is especially common in people who tie their self-worth to external validation, attention, praise, romantic conquest. It means that this person was never held accountable for any wrongs. And they're always competing for truth. You know, I believe the competition part, underlying cause, insecurity, fear of abandonment, and certainly narcissistic traits. Attachment issues. People with anxious or avoidant attachment styles may seek intimacy and in unhealthy or impulsive ways. If the friend doesn't have strong emotional boundaries, she might confuse emotional closeness from friendship with romantic or sexual attraction. The underlying cause: unhealthy attachment, emotional confusion, poor boundary awareness. Again, when a boundary is not set from they were children, anything goes. When they become adults, it doesn't blow off. Lack of empathy or moral boundaries, definitely. Some people struggle to recognize or care about the impact of their actions on others. They may rationalize their behavior. It just happened, or they're meant to be together. The latter for me, I can vaguely or barely see through the "it just happened." But to say you have people who think that way, that they think that their friend's man belongs to them, the friend's husband or boyfriend or fiance. Instead of taking responsibility. Again, some people have a way of fighting the conscience by just doing more evil on top of the evil that they have done. So evil on top of evil. Underlying cause: narcissistic tendencies, selfishness, poor moral compass. Emotional dependency or projection. She might be emotionally dependent on her friend and feel connected to her friend's life, including her partner. This can blur the lines between admiration, envy, and desire. Underlying cause: identity confusion, lack of boundaries, desire to live through others. Impulse control issues. Some people act on desire without thinking through consequences. Oh God, we see this a lot. If the friend struggles with impulse control or emotional regulation, she may act recklessly and betray trust even if she regrets it later. Underlying cause: impulsivity, emotional immaturity, possible mental health issues, which I think, example, borderline personality traits. Yeah, it really sounds to me like the latest one, possible mental traits, and definitely emotional immaturity. You know, this kind of betrayal is almost always a symptom of a deeper emotional dysfunction, not just a one-time lapse in judgment. Certainly isn't. A healthy, well-adjusted friend respects boundaries and values a relationship enough not to cross those lines. You know that? I've had friends, I don't know, for some reason I've tended to have a lot of mad friends. Let me tell you, the most that I want that husband to say is hello and goodbye. Because we have to be courteous. We can't be rude. That is it. That is all is well. And my tone, my disposition or my composition is extremely professional. It doesn't matter how many years I've known you. Once I'm the friend to the female. And if I'm the friend, I don't think I've had where the male was a friend. And even if the male is a friend, I have to curtail how we now operate. If we were a little bit more, cool and all of that, I put on that self-regulation. Me fear God, and I respect God, and I try my best to respect relationships, as imperfect as we are. And if I know it's but I'm telling you, oh my God, it is, I see these things happening, and people seem to, as I find that nowadays, people seem to have less and less conviction in terms of these kinds of evil doing. I don't even call it wrongdoing, I call it evil doing. Now, what kind of a blessing you think would come from taking your friend's man? See, I read something where the dear pastor, where the girl told a lot of lies, and the man dumped the friend and came to her. He used to treat the friend good, his girlfriend good, and from the day she get married, the man never treat this one good. It's like the karma just on her right through. There is no blessing, no peace, no tranquility, no good is going to come from that. That is not honorable. Stop it. There's so many men out there, good men, even if they're far and few. And to go for your friend, more than likely it's the life you want, not necessarily a man per se. It's disgusting, but Oh, God, he knows. You know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe, give me a like, and thank you.